to share the email.
You look fuzzier, Ed, than the last time I saw you.
Am
No.
I looking fuzzy?
Hey guys. All
Shave?
right. So we're
I
recording
need a
and
shave.
yeah, so
Oh,
no, you don't. You always look great and so much younger. I mean, yeah, you are I think this is keeping you young, Ed. These
no, I didn't. I need to. I got a new
You're having
razor.
so
I don't
much
know what to do
fun.
with it.
I know you're having fun and you're passionate. You're doing what you
Oh,
love.
I'm having
So,
a ball. I'm having a blast. The market's doing
yeah.
exactly what I want it to do, and of course, it's not what a lot of other people want it to do.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm just going to start off and say this is going to be a call for current users and for those of you that have been to one of our Zooms before and you're just kicking tires and this will be great for you too because we're going to dive a little deeper to some questions that are happening and or just some changes. Ed and his son Steven are always in the background tweaking things, and we've had some volatile market conditions recently, which I'm sure we'll get into. So yes, thank you, Ed, because this is going to be a great kind of, I guess what you would call a support call, and we'll just see what's on people's minds. If there's anything you would like to start out and share.
Me?
Yep.
Okay. First off, I got a ring light here.
Oh,
I
nice.
think that's brightening me up. But the market's been going down a lot. We all saw that. How about Friday? Wasn't that funny? Friday when the market dropped, when these coins dropped 30% all at once. I mean, that was just beautiful. I mean, people were calling me, or texting me and calling me saying, "I can just see you laughing over there." And it was funny they said that because I actually was laughing. I mean, I was cracking up when I saw that market, some of those coins dropped 30%. I couldn't even help it, and I don't normally do manual trades, but I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't let you get away with this. I mean, I started buying like, I'll take 5,000 more of that one, 5,000 more of that one. Thank you. I mean, normally I don't do that, but it was just a ridiculous drop, and I knew it was just going to bounce right back. I mean, there was, when things drop for no reason, I mean, you got to take advantage of that. It's different if a company got bad news, bad earnings, or they got caught doing something.
Mhm.
I can understand if it's a company related thing, but when the whole market drops like that, especially the crypto market, there's nothing wrong with the crypto market. It's booming worldwide and it's only going to get bigger. And so there was really absolutely no reason for that crash. That was baloney. And the auto trader, is designed to take advantage of a down market. So I mean,
Mhm.
you hear me talk all the time, I'm like, down is good. A well-seasoned auto trader has a lot of inventory. Well, how does it get that inventory? Coins drop and it buys more at lower prices. The biggest money you're going to make is what it's buying at the bottom. Now, with that said, I actually get emails, and I'm not putting people down. I try not to do that. But you got to learn from what they're doing and what they're asking. And they're asking me, but the market's going lower. How do I stop it from buying these coins anymore? And I'm like, wow, you want to stop it from buying at the bottom? You didn't mind buying at the top, but you want to stop it from buying at the bottom? I don't get it. I mean, that's kind of
Mhm.
backwards. I don't know.
Yeah.
These coins are rock bottom, and the fact that they're even able to go lower is a miracle. I love it.
Yeah,
So
and even our last call, you were trying to, we are just changing that mentality, that mind shift, because the markets are largely manipulated and we got to get out of the average guy or the little guy mentality and be buying with a big guy like that. It went right back up. So we can't get scared out. Don't let them scare you out.
But right, and the thing is, if if only 8% of the people in the US, this is a statistic that's out there, that only 8% of the people in the US are even in crypto, and of those 8%, they're doing it all wrong. They're all buying at the top, all in, and doing all kinds of mistakes. Um, that's what's nice about a robotic trader is it never forgets a rule. Even if you were manually trading, if you ever, I don't know how many, if some of you ever manually traded, just like sit and look at charts and then jump
Mhm.
in and stuff like that. Um, even if you're doing that manually, think about how many rules you're violating. Sometimes you're even buying the coin or the stock at the time, with stocks. But even when sometimes you would know that you're violating some rules here, but you're just gonna say, I'm gonna buy it anyway. And that's the beauty of an auto trader. For 1 penny, it won't give in. It won't give in for a penny. It won't. It's like and that's what's nice is, I mean, I've always been in, what do you call it, project management.
Hmm.
Um, Even when I was just a lowly developer, I would always put a project plan together. How are we going to do this? And and what I like is, I mean, I like procedures. I like you know, I like, repetition and the same stuff, and let's figure out the best way to do it, and write these steps down and always do it this way, and then we can fine tune those steps as we go. And that's basically what I've done with the Auto Trader for 25 years. I started out not knowing anything really 25 years ago. I threw the Auto Trader out there. I was giving the Auto Traders away for free. It's not like I was charging for it. For the first 5 years, I was giving it away for free. It was only when I got too many users that I had to start charging, because the costs, when you have 40 support people, somebody's got to pay for that. So, that's what happened. And and I was learning from everyone, and they were teaching me what they wanted to do. And what I discovered is everything they wanted to do was just lose money. They were basically gambling, chasing the market and stuff like that. And I'm starting to see a lot of that right now. It's coming back because the market's been going down. Even though I say I want to see, every week you hear me say it, I want to see 5 down days in a row, please. Will you just go down there and crash so we can build some inventory? Because what happens is, if it just goes straight up, you sell your inventory. It's just like if you were running, I'm going to talk about a 7-Eleven. You put all the product on the shelf and you sell it all off. Well, now you got to put more product on the shelf.
Hmm.
And I don't like it where I'm putting product on the shelf today and selling it off right away, putting it on the shelf, selling it off. The problem is when you do that, I'm going to bring up my smart water prop. um, it's only because it's a real long bottle. I like that. What happens though is, if you only buy it once and then you get a 20% jump, you only have one lot to sell for 20% profit. But if I have a lot of inventory and then the coin jumps 20%, I have a lot of inventory to sell at once. And
Hmm.
that's where the money is. I want to have, and then I want the market trapped. It's all about trapping the market. Because if I have a lot of inventory and then it goes up, say it jumps 20, let's take that crash, or what happened on Friday when the coin dropped 30%. Perfect example. It went down 30%, but it jumped down there. So even though we had all this inventory up here, the 30% jump, it jumped down here. So we had this no man's land here where we didn't own anything. And then we bought. We bought 30% lower, right? And then what did it do over the next 2 days? It recovered that 30% again. But we didn't, but we only bought it once here. And it jumped the next day, it went up 20%. And then we bought a little more. We sold it, but then we bought a little more. And then it went up 5%. And then it went up again 5%. And then there went the 30%. But what if we had all this inventory and it would say the first move was a 30% jump up? Now we sell it all off. If it jumped 30% straight up from where it was, we had all that inventory, we would have sold off at once. And I can show you, let me share my screen real
Yeah,
fast.
go ahead, Ed. Is this the
Thank
only
you.
time you've ever manually traded on your auto trader? I'm curious, was on Friday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it
I'm
was a
surprised,
beautiful
but not.
opportunity. Did
Yeah,
I
yeah.
click share already?
Yeah, you did. I see it.
Oh, okay. I wonder why it's still showing. Oh, there, it went away. All right, now I got it. Let me hide this little floater thing. I want to go to coin market cap. See, this is what happened. We got that beautiful drop like that. Isn't that beautiful? And then we of course buy at the bottom of that. Now see, this is where people, and the same thing over here. I'm not sure which one of those was it. That's this morning. Oh, this is beautiful. But let's go back. Let's go back 7 days. There it is there. A beautiful drop down. And then we load up down there and just start selling it off. We sold some off right there because it recovered 20%. And then it went higher and higher. And then it's been working its way higher again. We haven't quite got back to there, but I don't even care. I've already taken all this profit.
Yeah, several times.
But if I go back, let's look at, I think it was L3 not too long ago. And I just started trading L3. Oh, was I already on L3? Cool. That's a wild ride. It did the same thing here where it jumped 50%. Is that the 50% jump that it did?
Looks like it.
Well, let's go. This is a 7-day chart. We can just drag this over and look at where it went because it jumped 30% up, but that's not the one. I think it might have been this one. I mean, there's so many wild rides. This is just such a joke. You know, the stock market, the prices move like this, but the crypto market moves like this. It jumps around, and that's gold to an auto trader, man. You can't ask for anything better than that. You know, and the thing is, so people are starting to tell me that they want to uncheck the allow buy on their coins, and I'm like, don't do that, man. I'm not an investment advisor, but if you do that, you're violating the whole purpose of the auto trader because the auto trader is designed to take advantage to punish the market for going down. When it goes down there, we want to buy more. We want to put that coin in a box. So if it say it drops 10, it jumps 10%. Boom. If we're trading on 3% moves, these three bottom lots get sold off. Now we're up here and the price is up here too. Now if it wants to go back down there, or say it does another 10% move the next day, boom, another three go away. But now it's say it drops 10%, we add them back. I want to follow that price for the rest of my life. That's what adds up. Now, what happens though is here's where the discouragement comes in. People get discouraged is because the coin's dropping a lot and they're not used to that. And they're seeing their account value go down, and we're not taking profits fast enough because the coin's not jumping around enough like this. We're not getting enough profits. Where you see this, you know, where things slow down and it's not wiggling enough and they get discouraged. You know, it's like, come on, you know, we're not moving. And every day at least 3 people send me email and say, I'm unchecking the allow buy. And I'm like, you know, I'm not your investment advisor, you know, if you want to do that, you know, but I mean, I'll tell you not to do it, that I recommend that you would not do that, but I can't tell you 7 times not to do it. I mean, at
Yeah.
some point you're going to keep asking me, you know, and I'm going to say, fine, if that's what you want to do, just uncheck the allow buy, add to advancers in the trader. It's over here. You can uncheck, add to, where's the headings? Add to price declines, uncheck it. Add to price advances, uncheck it, but leave the allow sell checked. And what that does is, well, number one, it frees up this 43,000 to be able to be used by these other coins. So if I was to uncheck these, see this one has 80,000 and 60,000 and 67,000 right here, available funds. If I uncheck these, and then I click spread funds equally, it increased that from 80,000 to just about 90,000. See, it spread the money, that 43,000 or whatever amount, what did it have there? I don't remember what it even had.
It was like 80, I think.
No, it was 60, I think. And I just hit spread
Oh,
funds equally, so it spread all these equally now.
yeah.
You know, and that's okay. You know, I every once in a while, because if one coin, this one used 180,000, this one only used 130,000, this one already used 473,000. So he's going to use up his money faster. he used up his money faster, so I hit spread funds equally to borrow from the other coins that aren't moving as much. And, so he always has funds. But if you uncheck all these coins and say don't buy anymore, I feel like it's a mistake. I wouldn't do that because they're going to move. What's going to happen is they're going to drop 40% or 30% from here, say from where you're at when you do it, and then and the coin's gonna keep going. It's gonna keep wiggling, but it's gonna work its way down. Say it's down another 40%. You have this no man's land in here now. So the coin jumps 20%. You're not making anything because you don't have anything down here. You're waiting for it to go all the way back up there before you can even break even. Whereas the whole premise of the trader is the coin can never move even 3% without you taking profits. And those profits are what adds up forever if you just let it. And people are getting discouraged because the market's torturing them. And what I've discovered the whales are doing, the wealthy, what I've discovered the wealthy are doing is they want to own all the shares. We've got, you see, with the internet revolution that happened in the 80s or 90s, probably the 90s, and the tech revolution, the whales, the wealthy, could not own everything. They couldn't own all the Dell shares or all the Intel shares or all the Microsoft shares. So they really couldn't corner the market the way they wanted to. Okay? But with the crypto market, they've got so many people scared, and most people are only like 8% of, I've heard that's the stat, is 8% of the population even knows what a crypto is, and they're all doing it all wrong. And I noticed what the whales are doing. They're pushing these coins lower and lower and lower. And when they do that, what happens? The open positions P&L keeps getting more negative, bigger, and but if you're trading it long enough, like ACH, I've already taken 332,000 of profits. They can never get that back from me, and that's from the wiggles, even though the coin dropped 90%, from 12 cents to 1.3 cents. That's an insult to humanity. That thing is going to go back so easy over 2 cents. Watch how easy. It's just such a joke. I might even buy more later today. I don't know. Just go in there and buy 5,000 more.
And when you do that, Ed, would you go into the manual add to your position, or are you doing this outside GoBaby?
Where did I click on? Did I click on frequently asked questions?
Yeah, somehow you did. And I just want to remind everybody while you're going back, Ed, that markets are, and Tom Crowley, I know because I know a little bit about your history that you've been in the market for a very long time in stock market and stuff, and you know that markets are driven by emotions, are very emotional, and the whole premise of GoBabyTrade is just to take out those emotions. And so we just, it's fun, to check in and watch it, but don't let it torture you, and don't the point is to not get emotional and overthink this
Oh
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're pushing these coins down so hard every day. I mean, we're getting this down 3.64%, down 3.5%, down 2.7%, down 2.42%. Even Bitcoin sitting at 107 down here, which I laugh about that. It's I love down, it's because it doesn't bother me. I don't care what my trader makes today. But,
Mm-hmm.
What the name of the game is, corner the market, trap it.
Mm-hmm.
Picture a ladder. Picture a ladder, top to bottom, and if you go in at the top, you only have one step in that ladder. The rest, there are no steps. You only have the top step of the ladder. And if it goes lower, you add another, you buy more, you add another step, right? Now you got two steps. The coin can't go up without you selling one of those steps. So it goes up one and you sell that step. And then say then it crashes and you add 5 more steps down. But it can't ever wiggle up without you taking. And
Yeah.
if it goes down, we add more. But if it goes up, we take. And say
That's
it
what you mean by,
jumps, and it jumps up, and we sell 5 steps at one time, 10 steps at one time. And we just always have, you're always got it trapped.
yeah.
Picture a window. I just noticed this yesterday. I'm looking at this window right here to my right. It's one that has the windowsill, and you go up and down. And as long as it doesn't go to that windowsill, which is out of business, zero, and it can wiggle up there forever. You can just wiggle that. You can just wiggle that window up and down. Buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. No matter where it goes, every time there's an up, they have to pay me.
Mm-hmm.
And every time there's a down, we buy more. And every time there's an up, they got to pay me. The thing is, the prices can only go up and down. So your open positions P&L can only go up and down as the price goes up and down. But the closed position just keeps adding, 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 adding profits, profits, profits forever. I mean, the concept is just so simple. And
Yeah.
it's what I showed you here with the well, the bucket in the well. It's just it's not like water where water the bucket has to go to the bottom and has to go to the top because the bucket can't go halfway down and then go back up if it was water because you'd go up with an empty bucket. But here they're giving us the ability to just say we can keep filling the bucket and it only has to go up a little. It doesn't have to go to the bottom, doesn't have to go to the top. Just wiggle and just keep paying me till I die. You see, the reason I'm so enthusiastic is I've been doing this 25 years. And I already know you're just gonna keep taking money forever. It's a joke. I mean, like they said, one guy called me irreverent. Remember that? And I
Yeah.
had to Google that. How
You're
is
right.
irreverent? He said, "You don't respect the market." And I'm like, the market doesn't respect me. The market is a joke. They're
Yeah.
treating me like I'm 6 years old. Here,
So,
let's play this game. Which hand is the penny in? You said the right hand, and I show you the penny in my left hand. Then you pick the left hand, and I show you the penny in my right hand. I got a penny in both hands. Now you can play that game with a 6-year-old or a 3-year-old, but you can't play that with an adult.
hey, so
And
Ed, we
that's what
have,
they're playing. They're trying to
yeah,
do that they're treating us like we're little kids, and the people
yeah.
are falling for it.
We have I think a couple questions. Tom Collins and Zan have their hand raised.
Cool.
See
Who's
a little bit
first?
here. Yeah, go ahead, Tom. And for those that joined, we have a lot of current users on the call today, so we're opening up to some good Q&A and dive in a little deeper. So,
I don't mind doing Q&A. I answer 20 emails a day.
yeah, go ahead, you guys.
Hey, Ed, what's an easy way to see how much cash is invested of what you have? Because I look on my first page and it's got, statistics, but I don't know of my fund how
All
much of
right.
it is actually invested.
This is market value here
Yeah,
is how much your coins are worth right now.
right.
Okay. If you go to the select currencies page under the
Where is
menu select
where's
currencies,
Oh, okay. Hmm.
that's this page. And you go here. This is how much you actually invested, the middle column.
Okay.
See, it says initially you said funds to invest. Here's how much each coin has to invest. They started out even 351, 351, 351, 351. But then as I spread funds equally and start borrowing money from different coins, I started allocating more to the different coins, the ones that were moving the most, basically the ones that were going down the most. But this is the funds used. The middle column is how much you've actually used in the coin, and this is how much funds are available. Now, see, the beauty is the software is going to divide up those funds, that whatever you have available for that coin, it's going to divide it up based on the strategy. And in this case, all the way to the bottom, in my case.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to allocate it to 100% drop. That means it's going to take that 71,000 and divide it up all the way to
Mm-hmm.
to the bottom. And
Right.
that's what's going to dictate how many shares how much money it can use for each trade.
And if it never goes to the bottom, if it never goes down
And then
100%,
you're just
and
doing this, buy and sell,
then
buy
you're
and
not,
sell, buy and
yeah.
sell, buy and sell.
You'll
And then
never, the point, Ed, really quick, the point is, if it never drops 100% of the value, then you'll never have all your funds invested. It'll always be holding
right.
some
You always
back.
have
So
reserve
it's
money. You
conservative.
always have some
Yeah.
money reserved.
Mhm.
And you have to have that. I mean, that would be another topic we could talk about because some people, especially when they first sign up and they say, "How come my auto trader is only investing this much?" Now, of course, they'll figure that out if the market crashes, like
Mhm.
what we had. The market crashed. And the ones that held their own and just and continue to let the trader do what the default settings were, well, you're never going to run out of money. You don't have to worry. Now, the ones that run out of money are the ones that said, the heck with this. I want to use all my money, and I don't care what the system is going to do. I'm going to make it use all my money. And
Mhm.
go ahead. You can put all your money in on day one if you want. That's your call. But
Yep.
you'll come later on when that market crashes
Yep.
and that market drops 50% and you've used up all your money up at the top and then they're out of money. Now those are the same people that will send me email later on and say, how come my auto trader is not trading? Well, you manually used up all your money. Did you see this
Mhm.
new feature I have? The health meter at the top?
Yeah, let's go over that, Ed. That's a great, everybody's loving
Yeah,
that
I
feature.
just added, I've been working on that for over a month. And it looks at everything, in the system.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to click it like health meter. If I
Yeah.
just click it, if it's flashing, then that means you got a critical error. Okay, this one only has one error. It's not really an error, it's an informational, just informational. It's telling me on the left. All the rest of these down below, no error, no error, no error. It's like what you want to see with your Quest diagnostics, right? When you get that, you want to see all green, everything's good. Um, well, and then you got to go all the way to the bottom to see. With this one, we put all the good stuff on the bottom and all the errors or the informationals at the top. If there was an X, that would be an error, something I call critical. You got to deal with that. This is just information on what is it? EP7 is trader in simulation mode and not trading. Whoa, whoa, whoa. A bug. That's a bug in the software. A bug in
Hmm.
the health meter. See, I just released that this week. It says I'm live trading. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So that would be an error. That would if that was real, that would be an error that needs to be dealt with. I'll fix that tonight.
Mhm. Cool.
And every time I click on this with somebody else's trader, I always find little bugs that I have to fix.
Yeah, well,
And
that's part
but
of
I
it. I
just
love.
released it. It's new. But if
Hmm.
you had other informational things, like if you were doing manual trades on here, it would show manual trading. It's kind of discouraged upon. So it's
Yeah.
just informational. And what it also gives you is, little review button and it has frequently asked questions and you can read. Some
Hmm.
of them, it'll actually give you a button to fix. It'll outright say, click here to auto fix the problem, and it'll automatically fix it.
Awesome. Hey, Ed, real quick. I know Tom Crowley. I think you had you were trying. Did you want to ask a question earlier? I know you were going like this.
I was just he answered that question in terms of
Okay.
how much
Perfect.
cash is, actually invested in
Yeah.
what you have left. I guess with that, Ed, though, my real question about that was that, if the market like had this a very unusual drop down to 30 and the opportunity was very unusual to and if something like that happens, I guess what I'm saying is, should I put more money in there to take advantage of that?
Well,
Or is
I
there,
did. I did. I put
how
more
would you
money
do
in.
that? How would you do that?
Well, I mean, in my case, I just released it from my save bucket, my profit save bucket, because I had a lot of money in my save bucket.
Uh,
All you
and
have to do is just put it in your, like, if you're trading with USDC, just put it in your USDC and the software will automatically see it. If you were putting new money in, you just do that
okay.
with Coinbase or Kraken. But in my case, I could just release it from my save bucket.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so if you put, say, 5,000, 10,000, whatever, you put it in there, would it then
Well, it's
just,
already got it. You already have cash in your account.
yeah.
I mean, you already have, this is showing me that I already have $252,000 of cash. So
And you know from the saved profits that
you,
140, I think you said, or 126 in your safe bucket is being held back, even though you have that total amount. About 130 of it in Ed's case is being
I
it's
mean,
not
that's the
traded.
remaining. That's what's
Yeah,
left after
yeah.
after it's subtracted what was in the save bucket. But
Oh,
here,
okay.
like you already know you have 71,000 here. If you want to manually, are you talking about if you wanted to manually like buy $5,000 worth of a coin? You can just look on here and see how much you have available for that coin.
What, when you did it, did you go to a specific coin or just let it spread over what you had?
No, no,
Right.
I actually went, this isn't the trader I did it in. I have multiple traders.
Mhm.
Um, but I just clicked add on a specific coin on L3 and I just calculated how many shares I needed, the shares times $5,000 divided by the coin price. And
Mm-hmm.
that told me how many shares to buy. And like if I wanted to buy 5,000 of this coin, I could just play around with the numbers. Let's go 10000. I can see that's 1,300.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go 45. Yeah, close enough. Or I could say 40,000. That's good enough. Anytime I do a manual trade, I kind of keep it round numbers
Mm-hmm.
so that when I see the quantity, if I see like 40,000 right here or 400, what is that? 400,000? Yeah, then
Mm-hmm.
then I know that was, I can see over here it says manual trade too, but I kind of like to look at it right here,
Mm-hmm.
where you can see you can see that you did that manually. I'm not going
Yeah,
to do it
well,
now. You can't see.
that probably wouldn't be an activity for me because I'm not that knowledgeable in on the nuances of the different coins. But I guess what I'm wondering, there may be times, maybe like right now, where the market is down so much in general that it's a good time to put more money in there and
It
just
is.
auto
I
stuff.
I 100% agree. I
That
100% agree with
that would
this
be my
market where
question.
it's sitting because like this coin right here, I started trading it at 12 cents 4 years ago. It's at 1.3 cents. And even though you can see what happens once you've been trading this a long time,
Yeah.
you can see you're just gonna keep taking money. Like this one, yeah, taking 193,000, but Doge, I'm down 56,000 on the open inventory. That's okay. That's open inventory. That's the inventory on the shelves. But I've taken 193,000 in the sales, right? In
Yeah.
the constant taking of money. Now, in the last couple months, this is where I get the conclusion, where I draw the conclusion that the whales are trying to take all the shares. They're literally trying to literally corner the crypto market, the worldwide crypto market. They are trying to buy all the shares of these coins and and that's why they keep pushing like GRT and SHIB. I think these two coins are in play. They are really going, they keep lowering these prices. And because that's why I've got $345,000 of inventory on GRT. Whereas I've only taken 241,000 in profits. It's not wiggling fast enough. It's going down faster than I can take the profits. But they can't go to zero. And that
Mm-hmm.
they're going to slow down on the going down, and then the profits are just going to keep adding up. And eventually, I'm going to do what I did up here with these other ones. I'm
Yeah.
going to, it's going to, I mean, just a few months ago, these were all positive, net positive.
Mm-hmm. Well, and
And
I
this all happened in the last couple months. And I'm like, fine, you want to go down there? I'll keep buying all the way to the bottom, babe, if you want to go there.
Yeah, and not just buying it, but trading all the way to the bottom because there's always going to be wiggles. And I just want to point
Yeah.
out to people, we had a couple folks hop on that your auto trader, the one we're looking at here, was started with 200,000 back in December 19th of 2021. We can see on the right
Yep,
side.
I
So
rode this thing right from the
yeah.
beginning, but I've taken a fortune in profits and I've been living off this account. I have a Coinbase Visa
Mhm.
card on this account. I just keep my Visa card. It's just like free money. And the money it makes every month, I can't spend that in the grocery stores. Nowadays, I don't, you get older, you're not out there buying cars and stuff anymore, And, so it's like, what am I spending? I mean, I can't, you know, spend $5,000. And that's a slow month, man. This thing has had
Yeah.
$30,000 months
Hey,
of
Tom,
profits off the table.
Tom Collins has his hand raised again, and Zan, go ahead, guys.
Hi, Tom.
You're muted, Tom.
All right, Ed, thank you for,
There you go.
No, we hear you.
okay. Let me get over here to it. Where am I?
You're okay. We can hear you.
Zoom.
Well, you do a lot of reading. I can see that.
Yeah, I do. Actually, I sent you an email
You did.
on October the 10th, and I asked you about purchasing additional coins because what I see on your chart there is you've got 4 coins, and we currently have 2 that we started with. They're doing really good, but I want to go ahead and purchase some more coins to trade. And you told me not to buy it in Coinbase. So how do I get those coins?
You just put them, you're going to put them in your current trader, right?
Mhm.
You just
Okay.
need to allocate and then,
You
make
just go down here and you just put them in. Like if I wanted to trade L3 in this trader, I would just hit put L3 there, add it, and I already have allow buying on the advancers and decliners and allow selling. Then I would come over here to hit spread funds equally, boom. And it would it would take money from the other coins and it would add it to that one. So then now he's got $42,000 to work with.
Okay, so I would identify the coin that I want over here on the left-hand side, like SHIB or GRT, and then check all those boxes and the auto.
Make sure it's checked. Yeah, they're usually by default they're checked. But
Okay,
okay, make sure they're checked.
okay, and then the auto trader.
Spread funds.
Okay,
Then click spread, not spread percents. Spread percent spreads your default money, your initial money equally. See, that's what you started with. But that's not what you want because some of the coins have been trading a long time and like this one would be minus because I just lowered its allocation by going to 20%. Spread funds equally takes the available money, the funds remaining, and divides it equally.
Ed, do you recommend clicking that spread funds equally if there is a coin like a GRT and in that situation when it's negative, would you come in periodically and just click that?
Yeah. Anytime I come to this screen, by I've been trading so long yet I always do. I always hit spread funds equally. I don't care.
Just every once in a while, no rhyme or reason, and whenever you're in there, you
Yeah,
have to be in there, you
just
do it.
spread funds equally. Keeps it all going. It keeps the active coins active, keeps the slow coins still in the game,
Okay.
trading with a reasonable amount of money.
Ed, I have another question here, a clarification question. So we identify what coin we want to actively trade, then the auto trader automatically goes out and buys. Is that correct?
Yes, it's going to buy the first lot right away without looking at anything. It's just going to buy it. And then from then on, it's going to follow these rules,
Okay,
adding on 3% drops. I'm
okay,
going to send email out to everybody and tell them that I'm raising my profit goal to 5%.
okay.
And because I just think these coins are moving a lot. You remember, some of you may have been around last October, a year ago. For 3 years, we were trading on 2% profit goals. And then I just determined as we were getting close to the election, I just noticed that the price that today's moves here, I was noticing we're getting bigger moves than we were getting the first few years. And I said, you know what? I'm raising mine to 3%, my profit goal. And when I do that, I kind of send email to everybody and let them know that I'm doing that. Because people
Yeah.
like to do what I'm doing. And
Yeah.
so I haven't, I'm gonna do it. I've actually got an Excel spreadsheet here on my, down below of everyone who doesn't have that's below 5% in their profit goal, and I'm gonna send email to everybody.
Yeah,
And
that's great.
it's an Excel spreadsheet because I can only send like 100 at a time, and I got a
I
whole bunch
I
of
think you did
emails to
mention
send.
that when you were releasing profits back to the trader and then you lowered your trade window too, or you extended your trade window
Yeah,
to
I
kind of,
like to that way everybody, if you can do what, a lot of people want to do what I'm doing. I don't change the strategy. People ask me, I get emails, what should I do and all, and I'm like, I don't know, I'm not changing anything, and you're asking me what should you do? Just do what you've been doing. I don't know. I don't react to the market going down unless it does something crazy. If it wants
yeah.
to drop like a rock, well, then I have to take advantage of that. And the
Mm-hmm.
thing is, Tom, you mentioned Crawley,
Mhm.
you mentioned that you don't know enough. The thing is, I've been trading ACH for long enough, for 4 years, to know that 1.3 cents is a joke. I already know. I already know that thing's gonna go to. I mean, it's routinely gonna go back to 2 cents, just routinely. I mean, you don't even have to. I don't even have to think about it. I already know it's gonna do that. But I'm not a gambler, and I'm not. I don't know. It might take 2 months for it to go back, but it's gonna go back to 2 cents. I already know that. Actually, it may go back to 12 cents. I mean, ultimately, I think it's gonna go to $2. I think all these coins are gonna rocket from where they're at. This is once the wealthy have accumulated enough shares, and they have enough shares already, but they got. I see what they're doing. They're reevaluating their strategy, and they're going, this pushing the market down like they're doing this every day. They're watching how many millions of people are dumping their shares, and they're going, hey, we can. They're like the Hunt brothers. Do you remember that when they
Yeah.
tried to corner the silver market?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they're what they're doing is they're saying we can get a lot more shares. And if a million people a day are going to keep dumping every time I push the coins down, because when they push the coin prices down, that lowers the value of your open positions, so it pushes them down further, which
Mm-hmm.
pushes your account value down because I'm not taking profits fast enough. They're not wiggling enough to
Mm-hmm.
take profits to offset that push down.
Yeah.
And so then that pushes the account value down. And when the account value goes down, that's when the public starts dumping their shares. And
Right.
they already know. I mean, they can tell you how many people are going to die over a Labor Day weekend driving. And I saw that a few years ago. I'm like, dear Lord, are they accurate? I
Hmm.
mean, statistics are an amazing thing, and I discovered that for the first time when I was in seventh grade. We lived across the street from a gas station, and my older brother, he worked in the gas station, right? He was 19, and I was like 12. Uh-oh, I just aged myself. See, now you know we had all been in high school together. Some of you were like 10. Or now you would have been. Anyways, I was looking at a farmer's almanac, and I started turning the pages in there, and I'm in the gas station, and I'm like, they can predict the frickin' weather based on history, going back 100 years. Changed me forever. Changed me forever. I never looked at the world the same again. And then that's why I'm saying once you run this auto trader for a few years, you're going to be changed forever. Because you're going to realize that what I'm talking about is all real. You're just going to keep cranking out money forever, and there's nothing they can do to stop you. And it's going to add up. Now, see, that's the thing. As far as time frames, though, I can't control the time frames. We're in an unusual period right now where they're deliberately trying to push these coins lower and lower to get the little guy out. They're trying to get everybody, as many people out. If they can keep, right now, 92% of the people in America are not in crypto at all. If they can keep that stat right where it's at until and then rocket this thing to new highs, who gets all the money? All the rich. And where does that leave the regular? Where does that leave 92% of everybody else still working at their jobs? And that's what they're doing. And they're doing a good job of it. They're really
Yeah.
doing a good job. I can get it. I know because I get the emails. I get the emails from people. At least 3 people a day say, I'm going to stop my auto trader from adding more. I mean, every day. I'm
Yeah.
like, you know, and my email starts out the same every time. I'm not an investment advisor, but boy, I'm gonna let you know I would not do that. I
I don't want
tell
to
them I
play
would
into
not.
that.
I'm gonna tell you right. I tell them right off. I'm not doing it. You don't see me turning off my buy-in. No way. If I was turning off my buy-in and they started and I got emails like that, I'd probably tell them, yeah, go ahead. But I'm like, boy, I'm not.
Mhm.
I don't. I recommend you don't do that.
Hey Ed, will you speak real quick? I noticed that you changed the default cryptos that you're trading because I was helping somebody the other day. And maybe we could talk about, what you look at, how you decide to do that a
All right.
little bit.
Well, when I first started 4 years ago, I didn't know. By the way, I haven't saved this, so that L3 is not really there.
Mhm.
Um, I didn't know what coins to trade. So I went to the internet and I just searched. Coinbase only had about 35 coins. So I went and searched for each one. And you can do that right in the highest trade count report.
Yeah.
Now I put it on the left. You can click on it here. Like I can click on Swift and it'll take me to their website. Okay, before I didn't have that tool. I only created that last year, the highest trade count report. But
Mhm.
but I went to their websites and I analyzed what are these coins and what are they doing? You know, how what does these companies do? And what I was amazed to see that, when I look at the coins, that ACH is like, wow, man, that's like Apple Pay worldwide. And they're only 12 cents a share. That's like multi-million dollar company. Why wouldn't I want that? And then Dogecoin was the next one that every time Elon talked, he'd say, oh, you could buy a Tesla with your Dogecoin. And the coin would jump 30%. And then it
Mhm.
would work its way back down again. And I'm like, hey, that's gold to an auto trader. I don't want you to go to new highs. I want you to just trade
Bounce
away,
around.
just keep doing this forever.
Mhm.
And then GRT, I'm like, they get 2 billion hits a day. 2 billion with a B with their APIs. They're like part of blockchain. And how do you get 2 billion hits a day? All I can think of, I'm trying to think of what business would allow you to get 2 billion hits a day. And you know what I'm thinking? Every time, because they're writing, it's security software and wallet verification and wallet address verification. And I'm thinking every time a trade occurs, you got to make sure that the source plate of where the coin's coming from and the destination address, and you got to make sure the shares actually got there. Verify that the shares arrived at the destination, and I'm thinking that's got to be where the 2 billion hits a day on their APIs. I mean, I'm like, this company's gold, pure gold.
Yeah.
They're multi-million dollar company. It's like, why wouldn't I want that? Then I discovered that Shiba Inu, it had 6 zeros after the decimal point. Right now, you can't even see it, I don't think. Yeah, you can. 4 zeros after the decimal point. Back then, it had 6 zeros after the decimal point, which was crazy, and I'm like, and it was one of the most widely held coins out there. Everybody I could find on the internet owned Sheeb. So I said, these are the four that I'm going to trade. And I've been trading the same four for 4 years,
Mhm.
and they just keep giving and giving and giving. And so that's why I came up with those. But then recently, about a year ago, 8 months ago, something like that, I think it was I created the highest trade count report. And you already know that if you were opening a 7-Eleven, I've never opened a 7-Eleven, but if I did, what would I need? I'm just thinking what I would need the building, and I would need the coolers in the building for the 7-Eleven. I would need all the shelving, and I would need parking out there and the lights and all that kind of stuff. But at some point I'm going to sit down with the distributor, the person that somebody, because I'm not going to deal with 100 different vendors bringing products to the door. I'll go crazy. You're going to deal with a vendor. And that vendor is going to deliver everything. And he's going to give me a screen and he's going to say, these, if I sort it by currency, these are all the products that we have. However, let's sort it by most active products. I want to know the most biggest movers, monster drinks, vapes. You know, I didn't even know what a vape was. One time a year, not too long ago, I was in a store and in a like a 7-Eleven getting gas, and there was a line in front of me, like 5 or 6 people, and they kept ordering the same thing, and I'm like, what the heck are these people ordering, man? Is it some kind of candy? What is this? So, you know, I'm a nosy guy. So as soon as I got up there to that cashier, I said, what the heck is this that everybody's ordering? And he said, vapes. Vapes? What the hell is a vape? I'm old fashioned, man. I used to roll my own cigarettes, all right?
We want inventory that moves.
I want inventory to move. So what's number 2 on the list? Monster vapes, right under monster drinks. And then potato chips and candy bars and all that. You know, I want that stuff. But then what showed up at the bottom of the report? I didn't plan this. I just ran the report to see which ones give me the most trades in a year. And then what do I discover at the bottom? All the junk. 16 trades in a year, 17 trades in a year. I mean, this is monthly over here. 2 trades, 3 trades, 3 trades, 3 trades. This is
And
junk.
that's just
I don't
basing
want
it
to
on
trade that stuff.
up and
I
down
want to
2%.
trade this stuff.
Yeah.
So, to answer your question, I never get straight to your answer, do I, Francine? To answer your question, come on, Peggy. You shake your head. You're right. I never do.
It always comes though.
You know, when I'm doing a webinar and I see how many people started the webinar, I am amazed that most of the people stay right to the end.
They do.
3-hour webinars, and very few people check out, you know, so I
Right.
must be interesting to listen to. I don't.
Everybody's on the edge of their seat.
We want the answers.
What's that?
We want your answer. We're waiting on that answer.
Well, the answer was I decided that instead of telling you, you know, I used to tell you the default, the coins. I was only saying, well, these are the 4 coins I'm trading. So that was the default coins I was showing people when they signed up. And then recently I said, you know what? Why don't I show them the coins that are moving the most? Okay, but I couldn't just do that because I couldn't say, well, just show them Swift. It's not available at Kraken. See? So, and then, so I said, well, let's look down to the first one that's available at Kraken and Coinbase. Okay? But then a lot of people don't want memes. So I said, let's go down to the first one that's available at Coinbase and Kraken. That's a utility. Okay? Well, this coin wasn't up there in the top of the list, so I don't list it now. But so I recently changed it. The coins, when I changed it, I only did a snapshot at one time. I didn't make it go to this report. That's on my to-do list for new people to automatically see the ones at the top of the list that meet the criteria. So at the time when I did it, I put in 3 coins that I found. And those 3 coins were, let me see if I go down the list here and see.
Bonk.
I think Bonk.
Ondo.
No, it's a meme. So I didn't do that. I did XCN is number 8 now, but it was a little higher up. And then Now I would do ASM. I think I might have changed it to added ASM.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you did
And
used to have Bonk in there. That was a prior group. Bonk and Ondo and Pepe and
SUI,
SUI.
yeah,
WIF.
and Suey. Now I only added 3 also. I don't put 4 or 5. I used to put 5. People are
Mhm.
coming in with $500 and they're picking all 5 of those coins because
Yeah,
they
yeah.
click the button, show me the default coins. It gives them 5 coins and they're going with it. And I'm like, you're trading with $200 and you're trying to trade 5 coins. So I lowered it to 3 coins.
And Don
Then I
just
figure if they want to
joined.
add more, they can add more, but these are
Yeah.
going to be the 3 default coins.
It's L3, SUI, and XCN is what Don says. He just
Oh, all right.
adds.
Very good.
Yeah.
And I love L3. I got it in my other trader. You know what I did with I opened up another trader a few months ago, and I threw 150,000 in that one. And I just grabbed the top 5 coins that were on this list at that time, instant. If I was doing it today, I would just grab these 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm done. I don't care what they are. If I don't like something like buttercups or whatever they sell in the store, I don't drink monster drinks. I don't smoke vapes. But nevertheless, if they're the big movers, that's what I want. So it's not about my personal feelings, and I don't know enough about any of these companies. All I know is I want to turn inventory.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. I'm just here to turn inventory. Some people are saying, that, by buying and selling, you're not helping the company and all that. I don't even know what they're talking about. Hey, the name of the game, we're all in business here. I'm running a 7-Eleven without the bricks and mortar. I'm not listen. I don't care about your people's philosophies about am I helping the store. I'm doing what commerce is. Commerce is you put a product on the shelf and you sell it at a higher price. End of story.
Yeah. And you're not doing
No,
a
unless it was something immoral and stuff like that.
Yeah. But you're not doing a lot of brain damage either, Ed, because if let's say you pick those tokens like 6 months ago, and now like one of them's number 27 and one's number 8, they're gonna bounce around. They might be one or
Yeah.
two again in another couple months, but we don't care because
Yeah.
yeah, we're not gonna
I
be
don't care
micromanaging.
if another company happened to have a few better months. The coins we're trading are still kick butt.
Yeah, they are.
Where's Sui on the list? I love Sui. Sui was my number 1 coin, but then lately, L3, I'm kind of liking L3. Because this just shows you, and my goal was to put the amount of money they made also on here. Because the prices jump around and you're not, the report is for a 3% move, but the price can jump 12% at once. So what I want to put under that 12 is like here, I want to also, on all these, I want to put the amount of money it made.
Mm.
And give you the ability to sort for that. But maybe it would be it can't be another column. That's the
Yeah.
problem because then we don't have enough room for more columns. But I would like to give you the ability to sort by the amount of money it made, not
Mm.
just sort by the month.
Yeah, so tell us why, like even the tokens you have, because I get this question a lot. Like you've been trading your GRT and ACH, SHIB, and Doge for like
Yeah.
4 years.
Let's look.
You
You want me to
started.
look for them?
But
All right,
why
here's
won't
these.
you, yeah, why won't you adjust those? Why aren't you gonna mess with that? Because you don't wanna,
All right.
yeah.
I have a reason. I have an answer for that too.
All right.
It's because there's a lot of value in a well-seasoned auto trader.
Yes.
20 lots, 19 lots, 44 lots. The 2 coins that people are really just, not, are discouraged about because they're down so much are, I love them because I've got so much inventory that every time they have a big move, they got to pay me. They got
Yeah.
to pay me big money. It's like you saw what happened on January 27th.
Mm-hmm. So you don't want to waste that inventory and sell it,
Yeah,
down.
do you remember January 27th
Yeah.
when ACH took off?
Mm-hmm.
When it popped on January 26th, it actually popped from from 2.2 cents to 5.6 cents in 5 days, 4 or 5 days.
Yep.
I mean, all these closes on ACH. I mean, it was just free money, just such a
Yeah.
joke. And because I had all that inventory,
Mm-hmm.
and you know what was interesting? Everybody had that inventory.
Yeah. So everybody.
Everybody had ACH because they were, for the first 3 years, I didn't have that highest trade count report. So
Mhm.
everybody that signed up was getting the same coins I'm trading. So everyone had these. We sent tens of thousands of orders out, man, in a few
Where
minutes.
where is ACH on the list now, on the active traders list? Because I would just want people to understand that just, we're just not going to mess with you. Taking a lot of money out of it, and it's
I'm
not
not
even.
gonna stop. That's gold.
Yeah.
It's on line 95. All right,
So
and
why? So you're happy still leaving it and not like
well,
lowering that and
because I
adding?
may get less trades, but I have so much inventory that every time it makes a move, I make a killing. If it
Yeah.
makes a 7% move, a 10% move, I'm selling multiple lots off.
Yeah.
And
Got it.
there's so you have the value of the number of trades, which is what you care about in the beginning. But then after you've been trading it a while and you have a lot of inventory, then the value becomes the fact that I have a lot of inventory, and there's gold in that. A well-seasoned auto trader is valuable. This trader is just, it's well seasoned already. I wonder, boy, I wish we could sell. I always get ideas when I'm talking. Can you imagine if we sold well-seasoned? Here, get your well-seasoned auto trader right out of the box. I don't know. What
Yeah,
would
I
you charge
know,
for
right?
that?
Yeah.
Because you have to wait months to build, or years to
Yeah.
build up that inventory, which is gold.
Yeah.
What
This is
would you
not a get
charge
rich quick
somebody for a
overnight thing.
well-seasoned auto trader?
Yeah. Yeah. This is not a get rich quick
Buffett might
overnight.
want that.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be great to sell
Um,
as an auto trader.
So,
GRT Leah, GRT's on line 207, but come on, they get 2 billion hits a day. You're never gonna chase me out of GRT. No way. I don't care how far you push it down this list. I mean, it really would have to turn into a junky coin, but it's still doing 500 trades,
Mm-hmm.
34 trades a month.
Yeah, the
Um,
nature of crypto is so volatile anyway.
and Doge, I don't know about Dogecoin. I never really was in love with the coin. I don't, but it's on line 213. But then the last one is Sheeb. Let's see where Sheeb is. 244. But you're still getting, when you're getting close to 500 trades a year, hey, I could be trading garbage down here, man. Here, you want to know worst comes to worst, I could be trading Bitcoin on line 370. My philosophy about Bitcoin is the little guys in Bitcoin. I feel like the whales got everybody looking at Bitcoin like it's the Holy Grail, and it's $108,000 coin now. It's at 108 today, I think.
yeah,
Yeah, 108. They've got the little guy pouring all his money into Bitcoin and keeping him away from the altcoins, the other coins. Altcoins just means alternative coins to Bitcoin. So when you hear alt season and altcoins, they're just talking about all the coins. Altcoins are just all the coins other than Bitcoin, the alternative to Bitcoin. That's what that means. They always throw these terms out there, DeFi and stuff like that, just to, they gotta just to make the average guy think this is overly complex. One time I was I was just chatting with a guy while I was getting tires at Sam's Club while we were waiting, and we talked for an hour. I never mentioned the word blockchain once, just like I never do in these presentations. But at the end of when he finally got called for his car was done, he said, "I don't know about all this blockchain stuff." And I said, "Where did you get?" So you had preconceived notions. You already are lost. You were gone already the whole time we were talking because you weren't listening to anything. He was just out of it. And I take these little crazy surveys. I didn't realize they were surveys until, recently I look back and I'm like, I talk to people about cryptos every day, anytime I step out of the house. If I'm in a line at a store, if there's people in front of me and behind me, we're talking about crypto. And I realized that basically it's a survey. I'm taking a survey, and the survey is telling me nobody's in cryptos. But I can tell that the whales got everybody looking at Bitcoin like it's the Holy Grail, and they're tying up their money there, and they're leaving all these coins to the whales, and the whales are loading up. And people don't realize that this is where the money is. A coin that'll go from 1.3 cents to $2 is gold, or even to double. It only has to go to 2.6 cents, which is nothing. Bitcoin's got to go to 216,000 to double. Bitcoin in my category is a junk coin. Other people look at it like it's something good, and I'm like, it's a junk coin. I mean, in order to double your money, it's got to go to 216,000. And in order to get good numbers, as far as if you were a trader, it doesn't give you anything monthly. It doesn't move enough. On a 3% move up and down, you're just not going to make any money.
Right. So this,
So
yeah.
there's no value. It's kind of like the COVID, the
Mhm.
vaccine. It doesn't stop you from getting COVID, and it doesn't stop you from spreading COVID. Then why am I taking the shot? That's just
So,
me.
yeah. So,
Oh, I just noticed 25 people just checked out. I'm
no,
kidding.
we're all good. Someone posted in the chat, and I just want to give this information before we end. How you can get started, and I just posted the link for a discount. So normally, if you just go to GoBabyTrade.com, you'd pay $4,500 basically for a 3-year subscription. But if you use the link I posted, then you can get $1,000 off of that. So that's a good deal. And reach out to
Lowers it to $34.99. Yeah.
yeah, $34.99. And I put my number in the chat too. So shoot me a text. I can answer more questions, or we can connect as well. And maybe Karen also needs some clarity, because Karen, you said Karen's question is what happens with your crypto when that lot maxes out? And I'm thinking that she's referring to your trade window. So Karen, do you want to unmute and just state your question? Because I'm a little bit confused.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So on your settings and stuff, you had some of them where you set your max lots to either 40 or 60, but I noticed some of these like GRT and SHIB, you're at 30 and 38 already. So what happens when the trader gets up to that max lot of 60? Does it stop trading on that coin? Or
Those
It
are
would.
percentages, actually.
Technically, it would stop trading if it ran out of money.
yeah, but on the other screen where he had his coins, it had the number in parentheses. Those are the lots, right?
Yeah,
That's
it would.
what he
Well, you
owns.
can see it here.
Uh-huh.
This coin, GRT, used 473,000, but initially, if I click on spread percents equally, initially, each coin started with this much money, 351,000. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened was with 25 lots. So what happened though is he used more than these other coins. Like this coin only used 180 of his 351. This one here used 130 of his 351, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I get spread funds equally, and basically borrowed from these other coins that had excess money. Put it back. This guy had he would if I left it spread percents equally, he would have 170,000 left to continue using. He would have 220,000 left of his 351. He would have hit his max of 351. He would have stopped trading. This would have gone to zero, and it wouldn't go to negative because it wouldn't have had the money to do it with. But if I
Okay.
hit spread funds equally, I borrowed money from the other coins and I let it go in to give it more money. Now, the max lots though was still set to 25, or not here. At the bottom of the screen, your default setting
Yeah.
was 25 lots. So you were trading down to a 75% drop. So GRT actually went down more than 75%, which is remarkable. That's a remarkable drop for a multi-million-dollar company like that. I couldn't believe it. So, but in order to allow it to trade past 25 lots, I raised this. So I raised it to 40 lots. So instead of a 75% trading window, when I click on this 40, it changed it to a 100% trading window. So that means I can trade that coin all the way to the bottom now. And that means you're never going to use all that money again now, because the software is going to take that 60,000 and divide that up so that it won't use it up until it hits the 100%. The only reason it hit zero, that it used all the money, it used it all the way down to a 75% drop, because it ran out of money at 75%, because that's what the default setting is. Most coins don't go down that far.
Okay.
So that's why I have the default setting at 75. I
So
mean, if
since
I
we're
really wanted to make it my life easier, I could just set everybody to 100% trading window and not worry. And then they never run, and then the software would make sure. See, then it says right here, all funds except the profit saved will be used within those 40 lots. So it's saying use it, spread that money out to go the whole 100%. Then I wouldn't have to worry about doing any of this stuff. The problem is, very seldom is a coin going to drop 75%, any more than you would expect Microsoft to go from 500 to $100 a share. So it's so rare. We're in a unique situation here where the whales are trying to corner the market. They're trying to get everybody out. Okay? So we're in a unique situation. But normally 75% drop would be enough. And I don't want to set it to 100%, because that's taking 25% away from the money it's going to use up here.
Mm-hmm.
If I lower it to 100%, then it's got to divide the money you have all the way to the bottom instead of only to 75%. And
Yeah.
that's a lot of money. I don't want to do it.
So Ed, when you click the funds equally, and I think in ACH, or let's look at GRT, how many lots you have from above, even if it's got like, 30 lots, now you're gonna spread funds and it'll be able to buy more
It's
beyond
going to
that.
be able to spread ACH to 40 lots. It's going to be able to spread all these coins to 40 lots. Actually, is that 44 right there? It's
Yeah.
time for me to raise the number again, because if I'm already at 44 lots, then you can watch what I'll do. I'm gonna refresh this screen because I don't know what else I changed, and I'm gonna let it go back, and let's do what I would do, because that coin's already at 44, and the max lots I told it was so I'm gonna spread this equally. See that 43 right there, and the
Yeah.
80. I'm gonna divide it all up equally, and his 80 here, 80,000, went to here. Some of it went to there, because he was only at 43,000. So I gave him extra money. So now they all have enough money, but GRT was at 40 lots, right? Okay.
44.
I have already had it set to
Yeah.
60. So there you go. So I've already exceeded the 40
Okay.
lots. So they're all okay. But say it was 40. Say I had 40 here, then I would need to raise this to a number. I don't want to just divide it into 45. I don't want to just go 5 extra lots. I'm not even sure why I went all the way to 60, which is a pretty big number.
You'd extend it and then reallocate the funds again
Yeah, so it's,
in the window.
I mean, so I've got enough room here to add 16 more lots to this coin. So that means it's going to take this number, tell you how the software works. It's going to take that number, each of these numbers, and divide it by 60 lots. Well, no, it's going to divide it by how many lots it has remaining. So GRT was at 44 from 60. So what is that, 14 more lots? It's going to divide that number by 14. And that's how
16.
much it's going to, is it 6? Yeah, 16. It's going to divide that number by 16 to tell me how much, so that it, when it hits the bottom, it will run out of money.
Okay, cool. That's what I needed to know. That works.
4th grade math, right?
Good job. Thank you so much, Ed.
Hey,
Peggy, did you have a
Yeah,
Hey,
so
Ed,
Ed, can
hey,
I,
Ed, what, you got you got a lot of money in this account and you only have, yeah, and you have 4 coins. Why, if you saw some other coins that you liked, would you add it and get up to 6 or 7 or 10?
No.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
And
I like, what does like mean? I don't know what like means.
It has
well,
a lot
that
of
maybe
volume.
you saw some
I
that
like a
had
Ferrari. I'm not sure.
it had a lot of volatility. So you saw 2 or 3 that were really
Well,
getting
they're all, the problem is you're taking a, but I already have a well-seasoned trader, and I don't want to take money away from that. Because I've got this coins trapped for the rest of my life. But all right, I don't like, if you were to do that, just be cognizant of the fact, like I said, see this coin here, take that 60,000 on GRT. And we're going to divide that by 16 lots that it has remaining from the 44 lots that it's at to 60, right? So the 60. So let's say I like L3. And I like Bonk. 2 more coins. That 60,000, because it's got to get divided up now to all these coins. If I add those 2 more coins and I hit spread funds equally, that 60,000 just went to 46. So I have
right.
less money. Now I'm going to divide that number by 16 lots, which means I'm going to end up with an even smaller number
But
allowed for
you already got a big inventory of it. You already got a you're not selling any of your inventory off. You still have that. So,
that would
Well,
increase.
that's all, that's up here at the top, but the coin price is down here. And
right,
this is, I'm only looking at the remaining 16 lots that's going to fill from where it's at
right,
now, from the 75% drop to the bottom.
right.
So that 16,000 or that 46,000 is going to get divided up into that smaller window there. It's going to get used up in that window. But I mean, you can do it. What I decided to do, I like those, all right? I added, so this is what I was telling you earlier. My answer to that was because I liked these coins that are at the top of this list.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to myself, I want to trade these active movers, right?
Right.
So instead of messing around and adding them to my existing trader, I went and got another trader. Now, I'm not being a salesman trying to sell you another trader, all right? But the reality is, I thought it would be better to just, I threw 150,000 into another account. Or if you have Coinbase, you can create another portfolio and get another GoBabyTrade account, point it to that new portfolio, put the 150,000 into that portfolio, and then I put five new coins, those top 5 coins into that. And that
Yeah.
way I let it start from the beginning.
Right.
Because I didn't really want, because they're going to start with one lot. They're going to start with one lot. They're going to buy one lot. And I didn't want to have to divide his money up, the guy that I'm just starting with, into 60 lots. Because remember, I'm at the bottom, 60 lots.
Mm.
So I didn't want to divide that new guy into 60 lots when these other guys are already have all their inventory all the way down to 44 lots, some of them, one of them, at least one of them. So I've got all that inventory. It's okay to divide, 60 lots. I'm only adding 14 or 16 more lots that are going to get divided up into the smaller window at the bottom. If I add one new coin up at the top here, and I've got 60 lots in the strategy, it's going to have to, I'm dividing his money up unnecessarily too far.
That
I
makes a
feel
lot
like,
of sense,
because
Ed.
he's already down here,
Yeah.
price-wise, he's already down a lot.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
He's
so glad
already
you
down a
explained that.
real lot. I don't
Yeah,
need to. I had to accommodate for 60 lots to cover the guy
right.
that's the price that's gonna go from a high price like ACH from
Mhm.
12 cents all the way to 1 cent. But these
Yeah.
guys have already dropped 80% also. They're already down here. So I don't
Including
need
the
to
ones that you
bind
just,
him up.
including the ones that at the top of the list that we would have wanted to add. So in your new trader with 150 grand with those top 5 movers, you probably made the trade window, left it at 75% or 60% and
I
less
did.
lots. Yeah, that makes perfect
Exactly.
sense
Yeah.
because
So
you're not
that's why,
being so
so for
diluted.
that, I wouldn't add it to the existing strategy. That's why I get discouraged when people say that, well, I want to stop all these from buying. And I'm like, "Oh, you don't
Yeah.
understand the trader when they do that.
Yeah.
It hurts me. It actually hurts, and I try to talk them out of it.
Really appreciate that explanation, Ed. Thank you. And so, for the last few minutes, are there any other questions anybody has before we?
Real quick.
Nobody's going to ask me what happens if I die.
Peggy, go ahead.
I have a question real quick.
Yeah.
Your
So you're
question may be
saying,
quick. The answer won't be.
no, you better answer my daggum question. I'll come beat you up. And I could do it, I bet. Okay. My question is this, of the 5 that I started with, I've got
What were they, by the way?
ACH, Bonk, Ondo, Pepe, and Sui. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
that's how I pronounce it.
Okay. So in those, I've got the
I like that. I like
See-
those coins.
well, my season numbers, I'm going to give you them, and you tell me if I need to change my 25 at the bottom is my question. Okay.
All right, it's easy.
So ACH is 15, Bonk is 19, Ondo is 12, Pepe is 16, and Sui is 12. So I'm
Right.
not close to 25, or would I need to
Right.
change it?
I
Bonk is
wouldn't change it yet. When
okay.
maybe when what's going to happen in your health meter. The health meter is actually going to tell you when you start getting close to that 25 lots. Your highest one was 19 lots, right?
Correct. That was Bonk.
Right. And when it gets closer to that 25 lots, before it gets there, your health meter is gonna let you know that it's gonna
Oh,
tell
okay.
you that you need to raise that number.
Oh, okay. And then that 3% that you're changing to 5, what about that?
I would change. You can change it to 5 right now.
Okay, I'll do that.
Everybody can change it to 5 if you. I feel like I'm gonna send. You may still get an email because I already went to the database and already brought your name up and all that. Because I'm
Okay.
gonna send email to everybody that doesn't have 5 and say,
Okay.
hey, I'm just gonna tell everybody that hey, I'm raised mine to 5. If you
Okay.
want to raise
Well,
yours, you can. A lot of people like to do what I'm doing. I
you did
think
a
it's worth it because
fantastic
we're
job of
starting to
answering.
get crazy numbers.
Well, you did a great job of answering my question. So we now know you can do it.
I can answer quick if I want to.
Uh-huh.
Well, you scared me.
Thank you.
I was under pressure.
I know, I
It's
know.
kind of
I
like
told
being in
you.
a doctor's office, and they're, or the hospital, and they're saying, sign this.
Uh-huh. I want
Oh,
an answer.
I
Yeah.
tell them right away, and I always have the same answer on that one. I'm letting you know right now, I'm signing this under duress.
Honey, thank you so much, Ed. Anybody else before we wrap up here?
I wonder what they would do if you actually wrote on there underneath where you signed it, if you said, I'm signing this under duress.
I
Would
don't
they accept
know.
it?
You'll have to try it. All right, you guys. Well, Ed, I can't thank you enough for you know, dedicating time to me and our community and the folks that come on board and new people that want to learn, and just the time you give as well, because you know you've made your millions, you know what's going on. You're doing this simply because you love it, you love helping people, and it's a passion, you know, of your heart, and you're continuing to follow through on that. You and
Well, I
your
think anybody can tell, right? Can you
yeah,
tell that I
so
love doing this and we're having fun? I
yeah.
understand it intimately. I know how the software works. I know how the market's, how to conquer, how we've conquered the market. I can see what the whales are doing. I can see how what they're doing to conquer the market. And
Yeah,
I can see how we're taking advantage of what they're doing. We're
yeah,
piggybacking them. I
and
can't
it's
move
hard.
prices around,
Yeah.
but they can.
It's hard not to share that, because we have something here with you that is for the average person, and we don't have to get tossed around anymore by the big guys, which I saw firsthand on the institutional side for so many years, which is why I'm so passionate about this too. So thank you so much for your time, and
You're
thanks
welcome.
everybody for joining us.
Thank you.
We'll see you again soon.
Thank you,
Thank you
Karen.
both.
And this
Peggy,
was
you guys
great. So
rock.
much great information, Ed. Yeah, this was a good one. Thank you.
Peggy, wait, before you
Yeah.
go, where do you live, Peggy?
I'm in the Dallas area.
Dallas, Texas.
Uh-huh.
All right,
Near
so when I'm
Karen.
walking around the stores, I'll feel safe. You know where
Yeah.
I am.
I've got your number, Ed.
That's
All
funny.
right, I'll see
All
you
right,
guys.
Thank
thanks,
Thank
you.
you.
guys.
Thanks, Francine.
Thank you. See you soon. Bye-bye.